And we're back with more hypocrisy in politics. I mean, let's face it, what's new, really? But I've made videos on this before. I'll probably will in the future after this one. But let's face it, hypocrisy needs to be called out on the left or the right. This just so happens to be on the right. You get a do-over here, evangelical leaders' apparent double standard on the alleged Trump-Daniels affair. Because of course, their guy can do no wrong. He could be a child molester. No problem. He's doing God's work. Because God, woo. When President Bill Clinton's affair with White House intern Monica Lewinsky made national headlines, CNN reported that then Family Research Council President Gary Bauer was considering a TV ad campaign demanding that Clinton explain his relationship with her. Let's be honest, Clinton shouldn't have slipped her the old willy, I'm just saying. He should have at least waited till he was out of office and then, But the group seems to have a very different reaction when it's a president the conservative organization supports. Well, no duh. Conservatives are some of the most hypocritical people you'll ever meet. I'm not saying all of them are, but a lot of them, especially the ones that go out and espouse evangelical crap like this. Yeah. Completely hypocritical because they are the ones that tend to, you tend to find kiddie porn and stuff like that in their possession. So, you take it with a grain of salt. The Wall Street Journal reported that President Trump's lawyer paid porn actress Stormy Daniels $130,000 to prevent her from talking about an alleged sexual encounter with Trump in 2006. Why would she want to brag about it? I mean, he's a disgusting old man. Ugh. The report was soon followed by the release of a lengthy 2011 interview Daniels did with In Touch magazine describing the affair. So it seems like they paid her a little late. I'm just saying, you're supposed to pay her before she talks about it in an interview, not after. Family Research Council President Tony Perkins recently told Politico that evangelicals were willing to give Trump a do-over. We kind of give him, alright, you get a mulligan, you get a do-over here, Perkins said in an interview for the latest episode of Politico's Off Message podcast. Because of course, it's your guy, so of course, you get a do-over. Oh, if it had been a Democratic president, holy crap, their heads would have exploded. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not playing, favorites. I'm not playing left versus right, Democrat, Republican. I'm just stating facts. If this was a Democratic president, their heads would have exploded. They would, oh, he's unfit to be president. He's an adulterer, yada, yada, yada. There are obvious differences between the Clinton scandal and the alleged Trump-Daniels affair. Clinton was president at the time. Trump was still a real estate developer, reality TV host, and private citizen. Clinton denied under oath having sexual relations with Lewinsky, setting off a legal controversy. For those reasons, one could argue that the scandal shouldn't be viewed as the same. And in some respect, they would be right. But also, in the respect that if this was a Democratic president, the Republicans would be having a field day. These people would be off their rockers. They shouldn't be president. They're an adulterer or adulteress, whichever. But it's a republic, even if it was before they were president. But it's a Republican, so they're completely cool with it. It still boggles my mind, to be quite frank with you. But it does appear that evangelical leaders are applying their moral standards differently to the two controversies. Scandals, language, and worldviews that evangelicals would have once considered sinful now appear to be played down, ignored, or justified for the sake of influence. And really, I mean, it really does. Because if Obama or any Democrat had called those countries shithole countries, evangelicals would have been up in arms simply because if he used that type of language. But like I said, it's a Republican, so there's no problem whatsoever, and it pisses me off to no end, the sheer hypocrisy of it. I'm tired of it. Liberty University president Jerry Falwell Jr. has even gone so far to call Trump evangelicals' dream president. Yeah, see, I don't get it. I was raised Baptist, okay? 20 years or more a Baptist. I have never once seen the things in Trump's behavior taught in church as good. I was raised not to talk like, shithole and cuss like that, and well, that part didn't stick. The adultery, yeah. That part, I was raised not to do. I don't do that sort of thing. So, unless things have changed in the last few years, I don't think they teach adultery as a good thing in church. So let's face it, Trump's cheated on wife 1 with eventual wife 2, wife 2 with eventual wife 3, apparently wife 3 with a porn star. Yeah. So he's not, Mr. Christian family values. I mean, the Republican Party says they're full of family values, but let's face it, look at how many are divorced, have cheated. It's ridiculous. This is going to be interesting. Christian Broadcasting Network Chairman Pat Robertson once accused Clinton of turning the Oval Office into a playpen for the sexual freedom of the poster child of the 60s and called the president a debauched, debased, defamed leader. Wow. I mean, I'm not surprised it's Pat Robertson after all. He is a hypocritical, uptight, conservative dick. It's ridiculous. But if this had been somebody in a position like Pat Robertson, and they had said that about a Republican president, he'd be having a field day. He jumped to their defense. Oh, they come out with proof that Trump molested kids. Pat Robertson would still come to his defense. That's how pathetic and hypocritical evangelical Christians can be. But in an interview with Trump in July 2017, Robertson told the president, "I'm so proud of everything you're doing." Yeah. I'm still trying to wrap my head around why. I mean, if somebody could explain to me why they are so willing, and I mean an evangelical Christian, explain to me why they are so willing to turn a blind eye to actions and behavior by a man that is preached as, in church, unchristian. But they're willing to overlook it because he's their president. Why are they being so hypocritical? I would really love to know. I appreciate so much what you're doing. By the way, the evangelicals of America voted 83% in the last election for you. And I want you to know there are thousands and thousands of people praying for you all the time, Robertson said. I think we should point out that some of them are praying not good things for him. I'm just saying. I mean, to say 100% are praying for him to do good or good things happen to him, that would be a rash generalization. Trump's rise to the White House has revealed quite a few cultural shifts, and one of the most notable is how Christian conservatives whose leaders once testified on Capitol Hill about the evils of pornography have embraced a man who once made a cameo in an explicit Playboy video. I'd completely forgotten about that. Thankfully it was non-nude, but still. It's a little hypocritical if you ask me. But, I mean, good God. He could be found worshiping Satan with dead babies all around him, having drank their blood. They'd probably be cool with it. Perkins said that the reason some evangelicals have embraced Trump so much is because they were exhausted with how the Obama administration treated them. Oh yeah, damn those religious freedoms, right to free speech and exercise your religion almost everywhere you want. Yeah, Damn them to hell for that. Yeah, it's almost like he was sticking to the Constitution. Kind of crazy if you ask me. Politico reported evangelical Christians, says Perkins, were tired of being kicked around by Barack Obama and his leftists. And I think they are finally glad that there's somebody on the playground that's willing to punch the bully. Punch what bully? Your guy is the bully. What happened to turning the other cheek, I ask? You know, you only have two cheeks, Perkins says. Look, Christianity is not all about being a welcome mat which people can just stomp their feet on. And no one said it was. But you need to practice what you preach. You preach peace and love, practice it. You preach tolerance, practice it. You preach acceptance, practice it. But you don't, because it doesn't benefit you all the time, because it's always about you. You're under attack, you're being harassed, you're being threatened, this, you. That's basically what evangelicals mostly boil down to. Me. I'm being threatened, I'm being targeted, I'm being harassed, I'm being yelled at, I'm being persecuted. Perkins' interview suggests that he and other evangelical leaders are aware of the criticism of the president and his alleged behavior, but have chosen to prioritize Trump's pledge to help overturn Roe v. Wade and commitment to Christians above all else. And so have their flocks. More than a year after white evangelicals overwhelmingly backed Trump, they also supported Roy Moore in the Alabama Senate race. Moore was a Trump-backed conservative Christian who accused of sexually assaulting teenage girls. And of course, that didn't matter because Christian values. It's understandable that evangelicals want a voice in the White House, something some say is now the case more than ever. But some leaders' apparent double standards on sex scandals also risk pushing followers away from their houses of worship. And honestly, that would be fine with me. Because the sooner we can get religion out of politics, the better. Because I'm tired of this. There's that, whole separation of church and state, establishment clause in the First Amendment that Christians tend to forget. These are the same people that want religion taught in school. Well, correction, their religion taught in public schools. You see the hypocrisy I'm talking about? I'm tired of it. It needs to stop. Okay, we've got a second article. It's on the same topic, but I figure, two's better than one. Longer video for you. You can enjoy my lovely voice just a little bit more. Conservative evangelical leader. Trump gets a mulligan on his behavior. Tony Perkins, the president of the Conservative Family Research Council, contended that the evangelical community has given President Donald Trump a mulligan when it comes to his personal behavior. Because duh. We kind of gave him, alright, you get a mulligan, you get a do-over here, Perkins said, using a golf term in an interview on Politico's Off Message podcast. The evangelical community gives him grace for the mistakes that he's made, he noted. But they wouldn't for Obama, I guarantee you. Perkins' remarks came after a Wall Street Journal report that Trump's lawyer Michael Cohen formed a private LLC to pay a former porn star in exchange for not speaking publicly about an alleged sexual encounter with the then candidate, Stormy Daniels. We all know this at this point. CNN has not independently confirmed the Wall Street Journal's reporting, and in response to the initial Wall Street Journal report about the affair, Cohen said the rumors had circulated since 2011 and that Trump once again vehemently denies any such occurrence. They've circulated because she talked about it in an interview, which she had every right to do. So, now if this had been a woman saying she had slept with Obama while he was still a law professor or an attorney, their heads would have exploded. They would be saying, he's evil, he needs to be out of the White House. But it's Trump, so yeah, that's alright. He got his dick wet by another woman, so be it. Family Research Council is known for pushing socially conservative family values. One of the foundations of the organization, according to its website, is to promote marriage and family, which is pro-Christian, anti-gay, basically. Family Research Council champions marriage and family as the foundation of civilization, the seedbed of virtue and the wellspring of society, according to the site. Really? How many people have you seen arrested that are good church-going people that have been murderers, rapists, pedophiles, that have also been, members of family council groups and sort of things like that? Yeah, properly understood, families are formed only by the ties of blood, marriage, or adoption, and marriage is a union of one man and one woman. Like I said, Perkins pushed back on the idea that the latest allegation against Trump would preclude him from evangelical support. I wouldn't say it's not a problem, he said of the president's alleged affair, but evangelicals did not vote for Donald Trump based on his moral qualifications, but based upon what he said he was going to do and who he was surrounding himself with. Yeah, Jeff Sessions, guy who's too racist to be a judge. Steve Bannon, racist. And Trump's family, basically. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and a climate change denier at the EPA. Yeah, real good classic group of people to surround yourself with. Oh, and did I mention the vice president is a homophobic dickbag? From a policy standpoint, he has delivered more than any other president in my lifetime, Perkins said, pointing to the Trump administration's record on anti-abortion and religious freedom policies. Religious freedoms? What did Obama do that was an anti-religious freedom, except the whole no religion in public schools or public places, keeping the whole separation of church and state intact? He never went around saying, "You Christian, stop practicing your religion." None of that, because he's a Christian himself. But these are the same people that, he's a Muslim, all that bull crap. So, yeah. However, Perkins noted that he doesn't think that the evangelical support is unconditional. I beg to differ. Everybody I have not seen one Trump supporter come out and say, "Okay, I voted for him. Like, maybe not. Maybe he's the douchebag everybody was saying he was." Okay, one person I've seen. Sorry, one person. Whenever the policy stops and his administration reverts to just personality, that's where I believe the president will be in trouble, he said. He also contended that if Trump were to revert back to some of his past behaviors, he would likely lose support. Yeah, I highly doubt that myself. Perkins' use of golf terminology might be familiar to the president, who has indulged frequently in his love of golf during his time in office, and is said to take one free mulligan after another on the golf course, according to former ESPN columnist Rick Riley. Yeah, frequently. That's the same guy who bitched and moaned for 8 years about Obama occasionally playing golf. No, it's a perfect example of Republican hypocrisy. So, yeah. Like I said, they are full of it, and I'm sick and tired of it. Merry